to break. Their will had to break by the time they were 5 years old. Or you 4 years old. Or you lost them.
Because their basic character was formed by the time they were 4 years old. So you had to have everything. You had to have the concept in them to obey you by their 4th birthday.
So let me get this straight. They weren't beaten because they did something wrong, because they took something or...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were also beaten just to be beaten.
No.
Right.
It was
for disobedience.
Right.
An attitude. You finish your cracked wheat, a common breakfast food with the community, or millet, and the child doesn't want it or something.
Or they're full.
Or whatever. Or it could just be that because at one point it got to, if, say, you were a community member, you might have been in the community for a month. I've been here for 17 years now. Or let's say you've been here a year even. And you felt that my daughter had a bad attitude. You could tell me I had to discipline my child. And if I didn't do it, then we were going to have a household meeting.
The whole table would look at me.
Yeah, the whole house would look at me. And you're talking about peer pressure.
Ultimate.
There is no greater peer pressure than being in the communities, the Messianic communities, as they're now called. But just a quick story. I was told, now they don't do, I don't think, this bad anymore. This was in the beginnings. I was told by someone, one of the elders, I was a deacon, an apostolic deacon at that time, Eddie Wiseman's deacon. And I was told I needed to go home and support my wife in whatever she was doing. And I said, wow, what's going on? Said, you just need to go and support her. So I drove home, walk in. My daughter is, I guess Rachel was 18 months by then, 18 months old. She was laying without any clothes on the floor, and one woman was over to the left of her, on her hands and knees down, praying that my daughter would break. And kind of
18 months old.
Yeah. And my daughter was nude. My wife had her hands on her legs like this, had, I don't know, 20 or 25 of the rods that they used broken, that she had broken on her. It was the first time in my life I'd actually saw about black and blue. And my daughter was bleeding from her thighs and her buttocks. And she looked like hamburger meat, black and blue from the back of her neck to the bottoms of her feet. Actually spanked on the bottom of her feet.
What did you do?
I broke all the rods, and I said, something has gone haywire here. And I went and called some of the elders and talked to them. We had a meeting. Come find out this was going on all over the community. But my daughter, Rachel, looked up at me, and the whites of her little blue eyes were so red, so not just bloodshot, but I mean red. She looked up, and it's all she could do is look up and say, Daddy, and fell down, just down on the carpet. And I believe probably she was pretty close to death.
Did you seek medical attention?
Oh, goodness no. Goodness no. We had to hide her from my parents, so that my parents wouldn't find out. Back then, we had to keep them away from anybody. Treated it with comfrey poultices or something.
And why would your wife have done this? Why did she do it?
Because my wife is one of these people that she has to be told what to do. She can't really think for herself. She doesn't, that's a long story.
Okay. But she would have thought the child needed to be broken for whatever.
Yeah,
Do you remember what the fraction was?
Oh, she's a wonderful person. Linda's a wonderful person, but she has to be told what to do because she has to feel that she's doing the right thing. She's doing God's will. And when you have somebody that's hearing from God and directing you, then you do what they say.
Good.
Leaving in the end, Daddy wouldn't let you go to your